There are two main things that I want to do today. Number one is going to be transmission fluid. Very important, obviously. It's a transmission. And then number two is going to be spark plugs. Again, quite important. You need these in your car. Very, very, very important. So I'm just going to walk through the steps, and you guys are going to go through this with me. I've never done this before. Well, I've done the trans fluid, but I've never done spark plugs before, so we'll see. I'm not expecting it to be too bad, but I never really expect it to be too bad, and something always goes wrong, so we'll see. Without further ado, let's start taking this thing apart. All right, first step is obviously going to get these coil packs off, so we're going to do that. It looks like a 10, maybe a little bit bigger, like a 12. And then we're going to pull the coils out and see what we're working with. The coils were a 10 millimeter, by the way. All right, now I've never pulled a coil out of a car before, so should I unplug them, you think? I'm gonna unplug them. There's one. All right. I don't know if you guys can see me, but I got all the coils done, or all the coils pulled. I'm gonna leave them in there until I'm actually ready to put the new spark plug in. Let's get to work. All right, I got my new plugs now, and it looks like the plugs take, what is this? I think 14, yeah. The plugs are a 14 millimeter. Let's put my long extension on. Throw the socket on there. Let's pull these puppies out, see what they look like. All right, I got all the spark plugs out. So here's an old one versus a new one. Oh, it's turning on me, but they look identical, which is good. I think I have the same part then. I mean, you can see it's worn, but it's not, it doesn't look bad. There was no oil, so it doesn't look like I'm burning oil or anything. Focus, please. They all look pretty good. There's no real wear or tear here. And then compare that to the new one, which is obviously brand spanking new. All right, let's go throw them in the car. I don't know the exact torque spec, so I'm just gonna go snug. That's my torque spec, and then I'll go back, I guess, and I'll torque it to the actual spec once I'm done putting them all just in the hole. Let's go by hand first, actually. So I'm gonna get them all in there by hand like this, and then what I'm gonna do is torque them to spec. That way there's no chance I mess anything up. I really don't wanna have to go through and dig into the cylinder. So there's number one. I'm not gonna lie, spark plugs are like the most satisfying thing I've ever done in my life. Everything fits like perfectly with no room to spare, and it makes a lot of cool noises. I'm an idiot. I'm like a child, but it's so true. Spark plugs are so satisfying. Look at that. All right, I'm gonna find the torque specs to these guys, torque them down, and then we're gonna move on to the transmission fluid. So I did a little research, and it says it's only supposed to be 16 pound-feet of torque for the spark plugs. I'm gonna trust it. That doesn't seem like enough, but I'm gonna trust it. And with that long extension I'm running, I'm setting the torque wrench to 20 foot-pounds, just because the extension takes away some of the torque. So I should be right around the 16 foot-pound mark. All right, look, wow, it is so dirty in here. Holy crap. Anyway, spark plugs are all good, and to be honest, that went significantly smoother than I thought it was going to. Something always goes wrong, so for nothing to go wrong there, I think that was a success. Let's move on to the trans fluid. So for the transmission fluid, if you normally have a stock intake here, if you have the stock intake here, you're gonna have to remove the air box. Because I have this Cobra intake, you can see right there, that's my transmission fill hole. So I'm gonna take this off, and then we're going to open it up and then drain it. And the fluid I am putting in is the Honda Genuine manual transmission fluid. So, yeah, it calls for 1.9 quarts. So I'm just going to dump all 2 quarts. I'm just going to dump both quarts in there. Call it a day. I have no idea what I did last time. There's no way I torqued that bolt this tight, this one right here. There's no way I torqued it as tight as it is. I don't know if it's like settled in or something, but for the life of me, I cannot get that out. I feel like if I had a decent impact, I'd be able to zip it right out. But I basically am working with a drill, like an electric drill, not even an impact, so makes it not easy. And then this freaking extension I have to get down there is like a micro centimeter wide, like in diameter. So I can't get the torque to get it off. So I may honestly go buy an impact because we don't have an impact around here. And I feel like that'd be very handy. So anyway, you know what? We're going to do that. We're going to go to Harbor Freight. I'm going to buy myself an impact. And it'll be a good test drive for the spark plugs. Let's do it. All right, here we go. First startup with new plugs. Hopefully it doesn't misfire like crazy or anything. It idles real high. It's idling higher than normal. Maybe it was getting used to the new plugs. All right, slight update. It was running really weird, and after thinking about it, I only went like 5 feet from my house. I figured it out. I never plugged in my MAP sensor. Everyone, make sure you plug in your MAP sensors. That's why it was noisy. It was super noisy, and it like couldn't figure out its idle. So I was thinking, what could I have possibly done? And the answer is, have my MAP sensor unplugged. There we go, that's clipped in, that's plugged in. All my coils are plugged in. Yeah, okay, now it should be good. So let's start her up again. And it also stank really bad too. So I kind of figured it was running pretty rich. And I guess I was right, because I'm an idiot. All right, let's try this again. It might need to take a second to figure itself out. I just confused the hell out of this poor computer. Oh, so much better. It's idling perfect now. All right, let's go buy that impact. So I just finished picking up that new impact. I'm very, very excited to put it to use. Hopefully it works. With that being said, the spark plugs so far, they feel about the same, which I expected. Like they had 55,000 miles on them. So, I mean, they're really not that old. If anything, it feels just a touch smoother, but it's probably just placebo anyway. But yeah, so the spark plugs feel good. Let's get the trans fluid done. Call it a day. All right, so the impact wrench was a great investment. It just ripped right off. So I didn't take it all the way out, but you can see right there, I can just spin it with my finger now. So it's good to go. That's finally off. Got all my stuff out here. The car's lifted up. And if you guys are wondering what I picked up this Earthquake XT. 1,200 pound-feet, breakaway torque. Here's the box for it. And it's pretty good, at least from what I've read and everything. I've nothing but good reviews about it. And I guess for the good bang for the buck torque wrench, if you guys are curious. So that's that for you. Anyway, I'm going to get under the car, finish this up, and then we can close out this video. All right, you guys. So Kyle from the Void here. I totally forgot to record me draining the fluid. So this is as good as it's going to get, I guess. So what you see circled on the screen right now is the actual drain bolt / plug itself. That's what you're going to unscrew to let the fluid drain out. Just a good locator to really find where it is. That arrow on the left is pointing to your rear motor mount or your rear engine mount, whatever you want to call it. And so yeah, you're going to look just to the right of your motor mount and you'll find the drain plug there. You can't really mistake it for anything else. It's really hard to miss. So that is all. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of the video. All right, I got the fluid drained. The car is back on the ground. And now I got my funnel. We're going to put these 2 quarts in, and we're finally good to go. All right, guys, I know that wasn't probably the most exciting video, but it was something I needed to do. It's been needing it for a while, and I know I'm a little bit preemptive. I'm a little early on all my maintenance, but fluid is cheap. Engines, transmissions are very expensive. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out, and have a great rest of your day.